Sawaditan Chow. How's everybody doing? Today is Sunday, February 4th, and it is 9 o'clock, a little bit after 9 o'clock now. But we have a few things to go over today. We're going to have a nice little chat today. Let me get this fixed up here. I don't have the light right. I don't know what's going on with this light, but there we go. Still not right, but all right. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of little news, things going on in Thailand, and of course, you know, I hate to say this, but the big news this week has to do with Vince McMahon and the depravity that he's engaged in, and it's pretty bad. It's really pretty bad what he's doing, what he was doing. I don't think he'll be doing it again. I'd be surprised if he remains married, although he may, just because of the financial implications of it. His wife may not divorce him. Who knows? And, you know, they may have an agreement. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, right now, the dollar, 35.51 to the baht, 84 degrees, 94 is the high, 80 is the low, 92 is the feel like temperature, 77% humidity, and a moderate 76 AQI, which is, you know, compared to how it's been in the last week, the air is actually pretty good. My wife said to me today, you know, she said, can't we move? Can we just get out of here? Let's just do it. Let's commit to moving. I'm like, okay, where are we going to move? She goes, maybe we'll go to Chiang Mai. And I said, no, I don't want to go to Chiang Mai because I don't want to have the air there. I don't want to have to deal with it. So, Carlos, how you doing? How is America? How's things going over there? Chang Noi is Adam. Okay. If only poor Vince had learned of Patty, I'm sure he'd have been a windmill regular. It could have saved himself millions of dollars. Well, listen, a guy like that, a guy who's a billionaire, first of all, when he goes somewhere, people know. So people are going to be talking. He is a married man. He needs to be somewhat discreet. Anytime he would be in Pattaya or somewhere else in Thailand or some other destination, people know who he is, they know what he's all about, and they know that it's not going to, you know, he's not in a position where if he goes to these places, nobody's going to know who he is. He stands out, man. I mean, you know, a lot of people know who he is. Even I don't watch wrestling. Now, I watched wrestling back in the day when I was a kid. I was like, you know, 10, 15 years old. And people know who he is. And I knew who he was. But honestly, I thought just because of his character, I thought he was a prick for a long time. Now, I don't know if he is, but sucks, but glad to be heading to... You're going to Barbados tomorrow. Ah, perfect. Yeah, well, Barbados, I think, will be better than the U.S. Good morning, good morning. My ankle is better. Yesterday I was walking with the cane. And today I can walk without it, but I'm limping. Your rent must be low. How many years have you had your place and how many times has your landlord raised your rent? The landlord has never raised the rent. Never. And we've been here probably 11 years, something like that. 10 years. I don't know. I have a video. I could figure it out, but we've been here for a long time. And this village is very quiet most of the time. I mean, like right now, there's absolutely no noise. It's wonderful. My ankle, you know, I'm really surprised because, man, it hurts so bad. And by the time, at the end of the stream, I could barely walk. And I was really gritting my teeth and biting down hard just so that I could walk because I had nothing to help me. I had to hold on to stuff. And, you know, it was a little easier, but still, I mean, I couldn't walk. So I basically got home. I put ice on it. I laid down, put my foot up, and I did that for 3, 4 hours, as long as I could stand it. And then, yeah, then now I don't know, but now it seems to be better. It's not quite as swollen. Um, what's going on here? It's not quite as swollen, and it doesn't hurt as much. It's only if I turn it in certain directions does it really hurt. So I guess I didn't. I guess I was lucky. I guess I know that my legs are in. I feel like my legs are in pretty good shape. But I thought for sure. I thought I snapped my ankle, but I didn't. So anyway, hopefully that'll be better. Maybe on Tuesday I'll be out and about. I don't really want to go out too much today. I don't want to walk around. I don't want to put weight on it. But other than that, I'm doing just fine and dandy. So buy some high tops, old man. Man, I have enough shoes where I'm happy, and I don't want to buy any high tops. I don't need high tops. I used to wear Converse before when Converse was new. Now Converse is old. Things are quite different. But anyway, what is this? Club Fillers Pink Knickers. Hello, Scott. Happy birthday. Well, I don't know what made you think it's my birthday, but it's not. So there you go. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so news. Well, before we go into the news, do me a favor, smash the like button. If you like this stream, if you like the videos, smash the like button. I go into this and I don't really even want to say it anymore. Just hit the like button, subscribe, go down in the description, check it out. Most of the time, most people by now, YouTube has been on long enough and people have learned about YouTube enough to where they know what to do. So you know what to do. Go ahead and do it if you would so desire. So anyway, I want to know about Carlos's trip to Barbados. How long are you going to be there, Carlos? Flying to Bangkok tomorrow. Finged better before they change. Oh, I figured better before they changed the weed. Figged better? I don't know what that means. Figged better. But okay, better before the weed laws. Okay, whatever. Figured. Figured. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you. I bet you're looking forward to going to Barbados. I've been to Trinidad and Tobago, or Tobago, or whatever you call it. I've been there before, and I liked it. My wife is working a lot. You're staying for 10 days. Oh, that's perfect. That's great. 10 days is like enough to relax there. You get there, you can relax, you can chill out. It's not like you get there and you go, oh, well, we got a day or two, then I got to turn around and come back. Yeah, have fun. I'm sure you will. You get to relax there, right? You get to chill. Lay on the beach. Good fun stuff. Let's see here. I don't expect everybody to be geniuses when they're spelling, but, whatever. Yeah, Daniel, my rent has been low for a long time, which is why we don't really care to move. We're not like jumping for joy to get out of here and to go find another place. We're just not doing it because it's comfortable. This is home. I mean, I got this little room here. This is just a little room. It's not what I would consider a very good studio or office or anything like that. I used to have a better one in the old place. But back then, to tell you the truth, back then, that's when I had DVDs, and I had a couple hundred DVDs lined up on a bookcase or whatever. Yes, moving is a pain in the ass. Good morning, Jim. Moving is a pain in the ass. And, if we move, we'd like to buy a place. And we can afford it now. But, it's kind of like, if we move, we got to be sure we want to live there for a while. Or that one of the kids can live there. Or that we can rent it out, or whatever it is. We need to be sure about that, and we're just, we're just dragging our heels. So, well, like I said, it's not required to be an excellent speller here. You don't have to be the winner of the spelling bee to be in this chat. Now, let's get to it here. What am I going to go into first? Let me see here. What is this? Oh, well, let's go into the monkeys. Let's talk about monkeys. In Lopburi, I always thought that this could happen. Terrifying 3,500 strong army of monkeys invade city center. Now, first of all, how do you count a bunch of monkeys? How do you do that and really successfully do that and get a get a good count on them, because they're constantly moving around, and so I don't know how you do it, but they are in the city center, and they've gone so far. They're so prevalent there now that people are just leaving. They're tired of being there. There are people that don't want to invest because the monkeys have taken over. And I'm sorry, but in my mind, I hate monkeys. I don't like monkeys. I'm not talking about chimpanzees. I'm not talking about gorillas. But these macaques, they are some nasty little things. They're nasty. They're nasty. They're not nice. They're not friendly. They don't come up and shake your hand and go, "Hey, how you doing, buddy?" They don't do that. They are nasty. All they want to do is grab whatever you have. They're looking for food. Others have been forced to barricade their homes in a desperate attempt to protect themselves against the rampaging monkeys. Well, I don't know that they're rampaging. They're just looking for food and well, nothing that a machine gun can't help. We live in a cage, but the monkeys live outside. Lopburi local. Kunjari ta chawatana wana. Ta chawatana wana. She had to cover her terrace to prevent the mob from raiding her home in search of food. Lopburi has had to establish several no-go zones throughout the city, as some of the areas have been taken over by warring rival monkeys. Now, they have some photos, and you can see there are just monkeys everywhere. There are it's like thousands of monkeys going down the street, and it's like, if they want to come up to you and grab something from you, they'll do it. And you have, it's scary. Monkeys, I prefer to keep my distance in Thailand and at the zoo. Yeah, they are thieving little. I put up a little monkey video that my wife put up. I don't know what happened to them, but I had some monkey videos where when we went down to the south near our house, which my wife is fixing up now, she's getting a new roof put on the house down in the south, which, that's about $4,000, $3,000, $4,000, something like that. But the house is being fixed up. But near the house, there's a temple. And the monks would go, they have these high cliffs. The monks would climb up to the cliffs, and they have little holes where they can just sit and they can just get into a meditation pose and meditate there. But there are literally hundreds and hundreds of monkeys. And I went there 2 times ago. I went there. And I didn't see any monkeys. And I said to the guy, "Hey, what's going on?" "I don't know." And when I went before, there were literally hundreds upon hundreds of monkeys, and they would come down. And they're looking for food. I didn't have any food. I didn't bring my camera. I didn't bring anything because I know how they are. And the guy was feeding them. And I said, what happens if you don't feed them? You know, he's laughing. And I'm like, I'm not laughing. They're not nice. Monkeys are, they're like rats, except they're aggressive and smart. So to me, machine gun them. Oh, they're going to sterilize them. Okay, you sterilize them. Okay, great. But that's going to take a long time to, for them to implement. And in the meantime, you're still having monkeys. They're banging out monkeys. So I'm like, listen, you sterilize some, you capture them, and you send them back somewhere out in the forest. And then, well, I'd say only probably leopards. And, you know, if you see a leopard in the jungle, if you see a leopard, you better beware, because if the leopards, you don't generally see leopards out in the jungle, just like you don't see tigers, which is why I've never, as much as I'd like to go out and photograph tigers, I don't go out and go to the forest where out on the, what is it? It's the west of Thailand. I don't go out there and take a long lens and go out and, oh, I want to photograph tigers. No, because you're not going to see them. And if you do, you're probably in deep shit. Or you better be way up a tree so that he doesn't see you. But the same goes with leopards. So when you're right next to a temple, the leopards are probably not coming over there. Most of the time, the leopards will keep their distance. A 12 gauge, listen, a 12 gauge is nice because you can blow a couple of them away. But a machine gun is better. That's what I say. Use the machine gun. Do what you have to do. And, you know, get rid of them. Let me see this here. What is the deal? Okay, so. Do I have another little monkey thing here? Let me see. Troops of monkeys, okay. Eat an animal that hunts monkeys, doesn't kill humans. Yeah, well, good luck with that. What are you gonna have? I mean, I'm looking at this photo here, and there are thousands of monkeys. Yeah, tigers eat monkeys too, but again, it's just like the leopard. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when the tiger's out in the same area where the people are, and he starts eating people? That doesn't really make any sense. Oh yeah, just let the wild tigers roam free. And then you got to kill the tigers. Or you got to get rid of them. You can't kill the tigers. There's not that many of them left. There's only like 3,500 tigers left in the world. Wild tigers. And really, on a different subject, there's only about 30,000 wild lions left in Africa. And of those, only about 7,500 are breeding males. So you have very few, really. Nothing eats tigers, humans. So, anyway, you know, we had an incident once where we went to, I think it was Prajup, and we were going up to this temple. Nicholas had a bottle of water in his pocket. He was a little kid then. He was about 8 years old. And a monkey ran up the side of the mountain and grabbed the bottle out of his pocket. Nicholas screamed. He jumped. We're like right on the side of the mountain. So if he had slipped or done anything, he could have went over the side of the mountain. He just kind of jumped and went, ah! And the monkey was taking his bottle of water. And he's like, hey, he's like, that little thing just took my water. And he was like, I said, well, they're going to take your water. They're going to take your camera. They're going to take your keys. They're going to take whatever they can because they just want to. They're kind of like cats. Cats want to be everywhere. They want to see everything. Even my cat. He's out here somewhere roaming around. Anyway, all right, so enough about the monkeys. The government is saying, the government's saying that they want to sterilize them, but I don't know if that's going to work. The government needs to decide at the policy level how it will develop Lopburi as a historical city with the historical sites, and how the government will help promote tourism in the province and attract more tourists. Well, you got to get rid of the monkeys. You can't have a bunch of monkeys sitting around. You just can't do it. Now, if you had some kind of a zone where the monkeys can't get through, that's a different story. But they can. Um, there was a mall. What's the name of this mall? Pinya Shopping Center. The monkeys often enter the mall to climb and disturb customers who come to shop. Customers who rent a space to sell goods have to repair damage to roofs, windows, and other things almost every month. This has resulted in fewer and fewer customers coming to shop, and the mall has lost money. As a result, the mall was put up for sale with the price reduced from 100 million to 70 million baht, or 6.25 million baht per unit. Now, there was somebody who was going to buy the mall. There was a Chinese investor. He invested. He visited the area to check out, the feasibility of his investment. But when he saw the monkeys and the population problem and how they're threatening the heart of the city, he postponed the investment indefinitely. So, yeah. Anyway, monkeys. They are like little devils. Yo. Lucky, so he didn't scream like you did. When do I scream? I don't know if I screamed. And also when we went to what was it? Not Khao Sok. What was it? Was it Khao Sok? No. I can't remember. I think it was Khao Sok. We went there, and we were staying in a bungalow, and there was bungalows all grouped together. There's probably 50 of them. We're walking down the sidewalk, and there's all these monkeys sitting on the rails. They got railings where you walk along. You can grab the railing and walk along, and just kind of guiding you to your room. And there's monkeys sitting all the way down the railings. They're just watching. You're walking. You can't go through without walking right past them. And on one occasion, my wife went outside. She had like 100 baht, was sitting there. We were going to get something. She had her computer out there. She just happened to bring the computer inside. She left her drink and the 100 baht sitting outside. And this monkey came up onto our balcony. And I have a photo of it. The monkey was trying to get in and was screaming because it couldn't open the door. And I have a picture of it with its jaw wide open. So we didn't let the monkey in. The monkey didn't get in. And then later on, we were walking to go back to our room, and somebody was complaining because they had left their door open, and a monkey ran into their room and went on the rampage and just destroyed it. And I was like, well, why'd you leave the door open when there's monkeys all around? That's what I was thinking. But anyway, so that's about the monkeys. What else do we got here? All right, fortunately, on the 15th of February, supposedly, there is going to be a meeting of the minds, of the Thai minds. Let's see, who are they? I don't know who they are, but it's Public Health Minister Chonan Srikeo will ask the government's Alcoholic Beverage Control Committee to consider a call by an alcoholic beverage business association to get rid of the rule prohibiting the sale of alcohol between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. I got to say that is one of the worst laws I've ever come across in a city. It's so inconvenient. And, for somebody who doesn't drink, I don't drink much. We had a bottle of wine here that my wife bought. It lasted us about 2 weeks. I had a bottle, then I'd have a half a glass, she'd have a half a glass. Then, it was like, okay, well, there's a little glass of, she'll finish it up. Now, sometimes we'll drink, a bottle of wine, 2 bottles of wine in a week or something like that. But most of the time, we don't drink very much. I'm not going out buying beer. I don't need it because, if I drink beer, I'll be a big fat fuck. That's how it is. And I don't enjoy it enough. It makes me really full. And so if I drink some wine, it puts me to sleep. It's all right. I have a glass or two of wine. Now, the afternoon ban isn't actually part of the Alcoholic Beverage Control Act, but an announcement put in place by a coup maker in 1972 said the committee would have to find out what to do if it agrees the 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. alcohol sale ban has to go for the sake of government's tourist promotion policy. So tourists cannot buy alcohol from, now you can buy it in certain places, but tourists cannot buy alcohol generally from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And when you go to a store, and sometimes I go to a store and it just happens to be 2:14 or 2:05 or something, then it's like, oh, I can't buy any wine. And it might be a day where I want to buy some wine. I can't buy it. That's a bit of a pain in the neck. And then I look at it and I go, who are they to tell people what they should and should not do with the alcohol? I mean, there's still plenty of accidents on the street. They're still the leaders. This happens all the time. Anytime there's a holiday, you got to wonder how many people are going to die. So, what is this? Why is it from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.? Because that's what they decided. I'm annoyed by it because I don't drink much, but when I want to buy a bottle, they tell me I can't, so I'm praying for that 90 days visa waiver. What? What does that have to do with it? I'm also praying for the 90 days visa waiver to get enacted. I don't know if that's going to happen. You're an American. Now, I wanted to ask you something, Chang Noi, because Mr. Patia Bob told me that you had met a wonderful woman. And I said, a wonderful woman? Well, where did he meet her? He met her in the bar. So I'm wondering, you were only there for like less than a week. Tinder, okay. And you met this wonderful woman. Now, what's going on with that? Is that proceeding or what's happening? And you met her. I don't know if she's in Pattaya or not. I'm assuming, but she could be somewhere else. So I'm wondering what's happening with that. We've known each other for about 6 months now. Okay. And so what is going on with that? You're still doing your thing or what's happening? I always like to know about these kind of interactions. I find it quite humorous. I was in Thailand for 6 weeks back in the summer and 7 weeks. Just got back to the... Okay, I understand that. So what's going on with your relationship with her? Are you only seeing her? Are you intimate? Do you have other interactions with other women or what's happening? I don't know. I'm just curious. Inquiring minds want to know. Because I had a talk about the guy who he hooked up with a girl who had 3 kids, and supposedly her vajayjay was absolutely stupendous. If you need an investigation, let me know, Chang Noi. Yeah, I used to do that. But I don't want, now I don't want to have anything to do with any of that. I choose not to date in the U.S. Not that there are many opportunities. Still in contact daily with my gal. So are you only seeing her? Is this an exclusive relationship? And are you intimate? Those are my 2 questions. Right now, yes. Okay. All right. Now, what I would say about that is good luck. It could work. It might work. But generally, and it depends on the girl, it depends on, what kind of relationship you guys have. But generally, long-distance relationships do not work. They almost never work. They work for a couple of months. They work for a couple of years sometimes, but they don't always work. So good luck on that. And, okay, good. I'm glad you have learned, you have listened, and I hope it works out. Especially, does she work? I got to find these things. I don't know why. I really like to know about these things. She works. Okay. YFKM. You fucking know, man? I don't know what that means. You fucking know, man. You fucking know, man. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. And her job, does she earn a halfway decent living? It is what it is. Okay. Well, that's a good attitude to have, really. Now, as far as this government alcohol ban thing, the committee is supposed to make a decision on it at their next meeting on February 15th. It is interesting because if that does happen, that changes a lot of things. A new announcements by the Ministry of Health will be published, and the sale of alcoholic beverages between 2 and 5 p.m. would be allowed if they do indeed pass it. The cancellation may be rushed so the new rule can come into force by early April in time for the annual Songkran Festival. Okay, well, that's good. That's very good. All right, let me read this here. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. I'm just guessing at it. I don't know why I didn't think that. Are they going to ban weed sales? They might. You know, the proposal is out there. I don't know if they're going to finalize anything, but the proposal is out there that it's only medicinal. Now, I don't know how strict that would be, and I don't know if they're going to say, okay, well, everybody who has weed shops has to close down unless they have a license or something like that. I don't know. It's really hard to determine. I mean, I don't really care. I just think people should not be put in jail for smoking weed. I think they should just decriminalize it and just don't even worry about it. Glad I don't have to buy weed anymore. You don't? Well, you are medicinal anyway. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You grow your own. I don't have any problem with weed at all. I think you want to smoke weed, it's up to you. It's not a problem. I used to do it all the time. I think the fine is like 60,000 baht or something, but I don't know. And, you know, I haven't kept up on it in the last week because they haven't really made any changes. I have a nice grow going. Oh, well, that is good. It's good if you can rely on yourself. You're self-sufficient. That's very good. Because then you don't have to worry about these guys, you know. And I mean, if you want, you can just fire up a big doobie inside your house, you know, or in your backyard or something. No one's going to say anything, you know. So it's good. And I honestly, I think that when it comes to the weed, they need to really think about what they're doing. Because Harlequin strain. So you're not getting that peanut butter stuff or whatever it was the last time you were telling me about it. I've stopped. I don't buy any edibles. I just haven't. To me, it's not really worth it. And I've dabbled with the as you say in the U.S. kratom, or as they say here, kratom. I've dabbled in it. It doesn't, honestly. I get tired of doing this stuff. Oh, wow, it's much better. Thai stick was a favorite of mine back in the day. Yeah, it was a favorite of mine about 45, 50 years ago. About 45 years ago. I mean, honestly, I don't know why I used to smoke it. I used to like it. It used to be something to do. I used to do it with my friends. It was a social thing. Now, I don't know. I don't know why. I just, I have no idea why not. It's like, why do some people drink and other people don't? I dabbled in the kratom on New Year's Eve. It was just all right. Felt relaxed more than anything. Well, it depends on what you were doing, really. Thai stick is fishing string wrapped around. Yes, that's what it is. I haven't seen any of that in 45 years. I haven't seen any Thai stick. I enjoy the weed whole while I was there. Vape only. Don't like smoking a cigarette. Yeah, I mean, it is something that, you either like or you don't like it. And for me, I look at it like it kind of messes with my mind, and I don't really want to have all these. I got too much on my mind, really. I got too many things I want to do, too many things I'm doing, uh, too many things I'm thinking about, and I just don't want to have to. Uh, I don't want to. I don't want to be in a different zone where I'm like, oh wow, well, I'm messed up. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just me. Daniel, it did have a string wrapped around it. Not sure. Yeah, it was. Well, most of the time it was fishing line. Yeah. Honey oil. Kratom is available just about everywhere in the U.S. now. Um, yeah, the thing with Kratom is that it's available, but like in the U.S., the leaves are available, and it's ridiculous how much they cost. They're far more expensive than they cost here. I still have? Yeah, I think I still have the. Yeah, I haven't thrown them out. I'm gonna throw them out. Yeah, these are already. See, these things. I've had these. I made the video the other day. These are all right now, but some of them are starting to get brown. You see, like this. And I have all these. These are still good. Now, if I wanted to and I want to chew these, I'll catch a buzz off. But, they don't taste very good. It's like you're tasting them and it's like, ugh. So those, I'll probably just throw those in the garbage. Yeah. I mean, if I ever get anything, I get the tea. I just get tea. There's places all over. I've talked about it at length. And there are literally at least 10 places, and you have to know what to get with the tea. Also, you can get the regular kratom, and it doesn't taste very good, but it is good. Or you can get the one where they put a little, they mix it with some cough syrup. That's also very good. But I would not get involved with that on a regular basis because it's just too much. For me, anything that affects my mind on a long-term basis is too much. If it's more than a day, then I just don't want to. I used to do acid. So, I've done acid, I've done peyote, I've done all kinds of things. Now, here's something. I don't know what the hell the guy was thinking. Because this guy in Pattaya hated his haircut so much he shaved off barber's fringe in revenge. The guy was unhappy, and he was caught on camera exacting instant revenge on a barber after he was clearly unimpressed with his new cut. Astonishing footage from inside the Salute barbershop in Pattaya, Thailand showed a Russian tourist hacking off the worker's hair with clippers. The holidaymaker had walked in the salon and asked for a short back and sides last Thursday, but couldn't speak English fluently, so he used hand gestures to explain what he wanted. But when he looked in the mirror at his botched trim, he flew into a fit of haircut rage and lopped off some of the barber Supachai Manicharan's fringe. He was filmed slamming his fist down on the table, making staff and customers jump, before screaming and swearing at Supachai, 32. "You crazy MFer. I showed you. What the F? Where are my bangs? What the F?" And they show this picture of the guy. The man then grabbed a pair of clippers and with 3 deft swipes chopped off some of Supachai's hair. So they show here Supachai where he basically buzzed him in the front, kind of like on Jackass, where they just walk around and zap you. And the Thai wants an apology, which he'll be lucky if he ever gets one. They haven't found the guy yet. But what he did was he shaved his head. The Thai ended up shaving his head. And they're looking for this Russian. They found his address, but he had moved from there about a week ago. And so that's the way it goes. They don't know. They're not sure. They got him on video. I think it's kind of funny. Oh, God. The Harlequin strain kills the pain, lifts your mood, and relaxes you without the... Oh, well, that sounds good. Mushrooms. Taste terrible, would play a laser light show. Yeah, I've done mushrooms as well. I did those. I started doing those when I was 17 years old. And I remember the first time that I did them. Um, and I was watching Tarzan. I think it was Johnny Weissmuller, the original Tarzan. And there were the little guys were like they were all dressed up as like, they had trees on them and stuff where they're moving around. And the thing started coming off of the TV. And then I was like, wow, what's going on, man? This is wild. I just remember that Tarzan movie, and I don't remember which one it was, but Blue Microdot, Window Pane, Orange Sunshine, Goofy. I've done them all. But that was a long time ago. Carlos, nice. What an idiot. Yeah, the guy who, chopped off the person's hair. I mean, he could have just went, hey, what's the deal with you? TM30 does a lot of good. Yes, that's stated facetiously. But, what are they going to do, Carlos, you take it easy. Wheels off at 0600. Well, good luck. Have a good flight. And we will probably talk to you while you're in Barbados. All right, what else? We don't need to talk about that. What about this? Oh, well, the Cobra Gold military drills, they're supposed to start February 27th to March 10th. So the U.S. will be here at force. And what makes me laugh is that, where is this over here? Thailand gains over 100 million Thai baht from live stream targeting Chinese tourists. They want all these Chinese here, but they got the U.S. coming. They're in good with the Chinese government, but yet they're dealing with the U.S. government, and I know they're trying to thread the needle, but it's a bit strange. Over 100 million baht in sale of Thailand's tourism products and services were transacted on a single day during a recent live stream session in Bangkok targeting Chinese tourists. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I can make 1 million baht in a day. I don't know. I don't think so. Tourism and Sports Minister Sudawan Wangsupa Koson said there were more than 20 million people who viewed the live stream, titled it Super World Tour Boss Live, and conducted by Trip.com Group, a multinational travel service conglomerate headquartered in Shanghai. It was successful. Sales surpassed 100 million baht a day, with more than 20 million people viewing the live stream, offering Thai tourism deals to Chinese tourists. Okay. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. You guys know how I feel about the CCP. According to its executives, Trip.com considers Thailand as a major destination, with Bangkok being Southeast Asia's most popular destination for Chinese tourists in 2023. Phuket and Chiang Mai also rank among the top 10. Okay, now, not only that, in the Traveler's Choice Awards, all right, the trending destinations, rather, in the world were announced on TripAdvisor.com. And I will read the top 10. Number 1. Should we just go to number 10 first? Yeah, we'll go to number 10 first. How many are in here? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, we don't need to go all the way down to 25. We'll start at 10. Okay, number 10 is Kuala Lumpur. Number 9 is Phnom Penh. TripAdvisor offers rooms around $40 a night. I know you can get a room there for $15, $20 a night if you look a little bit, and they're not bad. I mean, they're okay, just if you want a place to sleep. Alajuela. What is Alajuela? Oh, it's Costa Rica. Okay, that's number 8. Number 7, Pattaya. A visit to Pattaya is a wonderful way to explore the beaches along the Gulf of Thailand. Listen, if you want to go explore the beaches in Thailand, don't go to Pattaya. That's not the best place to explore the beaches, truly. Go to Krabi, go to Phuket, go elsewhere. It's ridiculous that I'm going to go to Pattaya because I want to check out the beaches. They're so clean and wonderful. I wouldn't swim in those waters if you paid me, honestly. Relaxed and family-friendly, Jomtien Beach is a hot spot for water sports and seaside massages. The giant Buddha of Wat Khao Prat keeps watch over the city, and the wooden Wangburan Sanctuary of Truth pays homage to Buddhist and Hindu art and architecture. At night, tons of bars and strip joints attract an adults-only crowd. And there is the reason people love Pattaya. I hate to say it, it's not because of the temples. It's not. Number 6, Bogota. Number 5, Sapa. I'm sorry, Sapa does not belong there. Sapa is a travel, it's a tourist trap. That's what it is. Not good. And there are 2 on the list that honestly I don't think are any good. That one is Sapa. If you're going to Pattaya for the beaches, I think there are a lot better places that you can go. Palawan Island. It's a slice of heaven, a sliver of an island that teems with exotic wildlife, quaint fishing villages, and UNESCO World Heritage Sites. What is this? I guess this is... Palawan is what? That's the Philippines, yeah? Number 3. And this one I don't think belongs on this list at all. Sorry. Ha Long Bay. Travelers visit Ha Long Bay for an up-close look at amazing limestone islands, rock formations, and caves whittled away over centuries by wind and water. They're breathtaking. Rent a kayak or a junk boat or take a tour to explore. Honestly, I don't really like Ha Long Bay, and I've been there. I went there the last time. I got footage of it, and I never put it up because I was just so irritated by the experience that I had there. It was very irritating. You know, you get there, and I thought, okay, it's going to be a bit of a tourist trap. No, it's like literally 1,000 people are following you around, going everywhere where you're going. We get to go swim. Wow, we have a little place cordoned off. And you go, and they have a little fenced-in area. They just, they kind of like fence off a little small area, and you get to go swim in there. You can't go out past there. Or if you do so at your own peril. And then there are people just all over the place. And I mean, it just was, I would say, as I know it's a tourist trap, but man, that was one of the worst experiences that I've had in all my travels. Ha Long Bay. And I like the bay, but I just don't like the fact that it's tourists everywhere. You want to rent a kayak? Okay, I don't know if you can rent a kayak on your own or a junk boat. I'm sure you probably can. When I had they said, what was it? It was a bamboo boat. Yes, go out in the bamboo boat. You get to the boat is all steel, and there's little pieces of bamboo in it. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not a bamboo boat. I'm not floating on wood. It was absolutely terrible. And then you're paddling, the guy's paddling you, and you're just sitting there. And then there's all kinds of people, and they're bumping into you, and you're bumping into them. And I'm just like, this place sucks. I like the atmosphere, I like the environment, but just like get everybody out of my line of sight. Number 2, and Mr. Two Quarters Korean, you should like this, Seoul, Korea. I don't know if it needs to be number 2, but I spent some time in Seoul, but I honestly couldn't say I spent enough time there to think if it's going to be a great tourist attraction. It was usually, I was there on business. Number 1, Tokyo. I like Tokyo. And, Alex likes Tokyo. I think Alex is supposed to go back sometime soon, but he's working 2 jobs now, and I don't know what he's going to do. We'll see. Let me read some of these these little messages here. The U.S. is supposed to help the Thais recover some bodies still in the Navy ship. Okay, during Cobra Gold, we know what they want to check out, explore them. They're opposite of, excuse me, the ladies. How long do we have to stay here, Bay? Good morning, afternoon. Good morning, Mr. Dowlow. Hello, Mr. Gennaro. From Mr. Dowlow. Hello. Chang Noi, my ex would call me that. Kalun. Is this a WWE special? Yeah, we haven't even got into that yet. And number two was Soul. Haven't heard from Johnny Siam in a while. I hope he's okay. Well, from what I've heard, he was working on his house, and I just, I'm here for you, Johnny. Ready to move into his new house. Hey, Andy, how you doing? Are you in wherever that? What is it? Nepal? Are you in Nepal now? Supposedly you are. If I remember correctly, I think you are in Nepal right now. Oh, 16 before I leave. Oh, okay. The 16th or 16 like 4 p.m.? The 16th. I didn't know that. I thought you were there already. All right, so I don't want to talk about any other news, but let's talk about this WWF, WWE, whatever it is. All I can say, now, apparently Vince McMahon was paying this girl, and, she was kind of like a girlfriend, but he took advantage of her. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. People can take advantage of other people if they want. That happens. They take advantage of their girlfriend or their boyfriend or significant other or whatever else it is. But apparently he really took advantage of her. I can't even say this, to the point where he actually took a dump on her head. Now, this girl was 21 at the time, apparently. Her parents had both died. And they went bankrupt and lost their house. I think one of them had, I don't know, one or both of them had cancer. I don't know what the story is. And she was, she was vulnerable. She goes, some guy said to her, maybe I can get you a job with Vince McMahon. He's the guy in the WWF, blah, blah. She goes in all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And he, tells her, okay, yeah, we'll have you do this, do that. And he's going to make her vice president of this and vice president of that. Of course, she has no experience. He's just, using his power. Okay, I understand, whatever. But what really gets me is, first of all, I've never liked the guy. I always thought his persona, at least, was one where he's nothing but a dick. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what your position is. When you look at him, his persona is of that of someone who is a prick. Never Mr. Nice Guy. He never put himself... And then I heard that, he wanted his daughter to do something where she was impregnated by him. Now, what kind of a person wants to do that with your daughter? She said no, to her credit. But why would you ask your daughter to do that? And then I saw some other little clip where, she's, Daddy, I wanted to be the apple of your eye, and I wanted to be this, and I wanted to be that, and you have ruined everything. So, of course, they're extending what is really going on in their lives. That's what they do. They use that to further their careers. So, the fact is that he had a consensual relationship with the girl. Now, I don't know, but I mean, from all the text messages that are supposedly legitimate text messages that he sent to her, he was using his position as a position of influence, just like kind of like Harvey Weinstein. And you can say, whatever you want, but when you say, apparently he wanted her to have the threesome. She said, I don't want to have a threesome. He ended up talking her into it, and he said he loved her. I love you, baby. You know I love you, but I really would like it if you had a threesome with my buddy, where I can crap all over your head. I don't care how perverted you are. That's really sick. When you start thinking about doing bodily functions, that's kind of nasty. It's not kind of nasty. It is nasty. See, I never liked WWF or whatever it's called, WWE. I never really liked it because it's all kind of a show. And you know that, like when somebody's hitting somebody, first of all, you know that while they are probably hitting them, they're not hitting them in the way, most of the time, they're not hitting them full on. And that what they're doing is all scripted and it's a show. I used to like back in the day when they had like NWA, where you had guys that would go and they just were beating each other up. They would just hit each other. And I liked that. Back in the 70s, Florida, Gordon Soley, Dusty Rhodes, what was it? Jack Briscoe, the Briscoe brothers. That's when you had, Andre the Giant was really big. There was none of this other stuff where, they're bringing up these guys and they're all like super ripped. I mean, no, you look at Dusty Rhodes. He was fat. Of course it was scripted. I understand that, but they made it look like they're really brawling. That's what I liked. I wanted that. I didn't want these Gold Dust. What kind of character is that? I didn't like it. So for me, the 60s, the 70s, some of maybe the 80s, the beginning part of the 80s, I really liked it. Well, the Nature Boy, listen, he did some things that weren't so great. Some people say I'm a great wrestler. Yeah, he was a great wrestler and all this other kind of stuff. But, listen, when he did the chop and when he would chop somebody against the chest, he's hitting them. You better be able to take it. But sometimes, they would hit him and he would act like he's all hurt and then he would just like drop on his face. Stupid stuff. Triple H never liked him. Never liked these guys. Freddie Blassie, classy Freddie Blassie. I went to what is it? What do they call it? WrestleMania. I went to WrestleMania 2. That's how long ago it was. Let me see when that was. April 7th, 1986. Yes, Bobby the Brain Heenan. And I heard Teddy Long speaking earlier in a video. He seems like he's pretty dialed in, pretty nice guy. You see, all these people, Paul Orndorff, Bob Orton, well before Don Morocco, Big John Studd, all these guys, this was what I liked. Now, I can't stand it. I can't even watch it. I can't watch it because it doesn't look real. And it's all a bunch of BS. Really. Now, let me see here. What was the deal with this one? Is this the one that I saw? I want to make sure. Yeah. Mr. T with Joe Frazier defeated Rowdy Piper in a boxing match. Is this the one I saw? Let me see here. Let me see something else here. I thought I watched the one where it was like Mr. T and who was it? Mr. T and Hulk Hogan. I think that's the one that I saw. WrestleMania. So it was WrestleMania 1 that I saw. I saw the very first one. No, I couldn't have seen that one. How did I see that? Because this was in New York. So it must have been, let me see here, WrestleMania 2. Oh, it was in Los Angeles. Okay, so I did see WrestleMania 2. That's the one I saw. Anyway, the fact that I went and I saw that, I did it because I think I was with some chick and I was like, I kind of liked wrestling a little bit still at that point. Um, and yeah, I don't know. That was around the time when I started going south when I just didn't really like it. After that, I didn't really like it. Ivan Putski. What was it? What's the guy? He wasn't really Russian, but he was a Russian. They played him as a Russian. I forget who he is. What is it? Koloff? Nikolai Koloff? Something like that. The Rock. John Cena was my son's favorite. Ivan Putski, he was a bad. I liked the Sheik. The Sheik was something else. And I've heard all kinds of stories about him. I've heard him talk, and he never went out of character, man. That guy was in character during even during his life. And I think about it, and I think that no, Iron Sheik, Abdullah the Butcher, all these kind of guys, I really like them back years and years ago when most of you guys, some of you guys might not even have been alive, or you were still daddy's little squirt. Let's see here. George the Animal Steel, yeah. I didn't know his name was Bullet Bob Armstrong. I wasn't really a lucha libre. See, Shawn Michaels was kind of like when I started getting out of it. And Stone Cold Austin, I never watched him. I didn't like watching. It wasn't him. I didn't like it then. I liked it back in the day when they used to beat the hell out of each other. It wasn't like, wow, is this real? No, I used to watch Jimmy Garvin. And who was it? The Freebirds. I used to watch these guys and I used to think, oh my, I was a little kid. And I'd watch it and I'd go, I'd sit there on Saturday and watch it. Those were the days. To me, that's when wrestling was at its best. Now, what's going to happen to the Big Show? Yeah, he's big. I'll give him that. And he has to have some talent. But other than that, I don't really. If I met him, I'd be like, well, you're a big dude. Shake your hand. Okay, thanks. Nice to meet you. But it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be anything that I was so excited about. Oh my God, I'm going to meet the Big Show. No, it wouldn't be like that. So what I'm wondering is, Vince McMahon has stepped down. What is this going to mean for, is it the WWE now? I think it's the WWE. What's it going to mean for the WWE? I don't even know who is in charge. Well, he's not with TKO. He's not with the WWE. He's gone. He's out of the picture. They wiped him from the intro, apparently. How do you wipe out a guy like that? And the thing is that there are a lot of people who, when they think, hey, and listen, for a long time, the wrestling that was with Vince McMahon, where he actually made the WWE, that wrestling to me I didn't like it, okay? But it was him. He was the guy. Everybody knew, oh, he's the boss. He is the boss. He's the big boss. So now you got the big boss who's doing all kinds of perverted things. And apparently he's done this numerous times, but never has he been called out and with such specifics. I used to like the Steiner brothers. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to be. It may be devastating for the stocks. I don't know. Lex Luger. Yeah, Lex Luger is not huge anymore. I can tell you that. Steiner, he was a Rick and Scott Steiner. Mankind, I mean, listen, I appreciate what he did. He was just a big, tough guy. That's what he was, and he knew how to sell it. But, what is this going to mean? I mean, the guy's 78 years old. Now, first of all, he's 78 years old. Why is he doing this kind of stuff with a chick? I mean, does he have to get that graphic and that nasty? I mean, really? I don't understand it. He's not nuts, man. That was all a show. He's not nuts in the sense of, well, and this is the other thing. If Vince McMahon has been doing steroids for a long time, right? He's not under doctor's care. Okay, you can have a little bit of this. You should do some of this to help your testosterone level. No, he's on it like big time. And, I'm sure if he's in his 70s, he probably is, on some kind of, the guy might be popping 2 or 3 Viagras and, he might be going crazy. I don't know. I don't really want to know. But I just wonder, like for me, now that I know about him, and first of all, I used to hear rumors of some of the wrestlers being extremely gay and turning on people that were new in the sport and forcing them into things. Now, I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know. I don't really want to know. I don't really care. I tend to believe it. So that was the first rumor that I heard. Now, you want to be gay, that's not that there's anything wrong with that. You want to be gay, it's your own thing, but don't force other people into it. And I have a feeling they did force people into it. Now, when you have this, and it's not just Vince McMahon, it's like his right-hand man, so to speak. Oh, God. Yeah, see, I'm not that much into it. I'm not so into wrestling. I never have. Even when I was a kid, and I kind of thought, oh, wow. It took up my time. Saturday morning, I'd turn on the TV. There's like 4 channels. And it would be like, they're brawling, and oh, so-and-so's down. Oh, no, he's cut up, and oh, my God. Okay, we'll see you next week. It was great. Now, it's, all about show. I mean, even The Undertaker. I mean, come on. He's a wrestler. I understand it's his persona. Oh, he's never been beaten. And he's coming out of a coffin. He's doing all these things. I mean, come on. Are you really that scared? Oh, this guy's coming out of a coffin. I better be frightened of him. Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. Vince McMahon used to be a skinny little pencil neck geek himself. And then he starts on the roids, and he had to put the work in. He's put work in. But so what? Anybody who has any perseverance, I never even heard of Roman Reigns until a couple of weeks ago. Never even heard of him. They are talking about Brock Lesnar is involved in this. That's what they're saying. They have scrubbed him. He's not on WrestleMania coming up or whatever the next big show is. And it's because of maybe he's involved in some way with what's going on with McMahon. So, it's interesting to see this. I just kind of want to see what happens because I kind of want to know. I'd like them to see that the truth actually comes out. What is the truth? And to be honest, I mean, I understand this chick was, she was like taking money and taking gifts and doing this and doing that. I understand all that. But there comes a point where you just go, man, this guy is totally using me. And you could say, hey, it's on you, honey. He's using you, but you're getting money out of the time. You're getting money out of the deal. But I don't know, where does it cross the line over she's an affair? She's somebody that I talked into having threesomes or foursomes or whatever somes. Where does it cross the line and become something that is criminal? Snap into a Slim Jim. That was Randy Savage. The Macho Man, Randy Savage. And he had Elizabeth, who I really thought at the time when Elizabeth was young, I thought she was gorgeous. I thought she was fine. And he used to be, he used to take good care of her, apparently. He used to be very suspicious about people doing things. Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know what happened there. I don't know exactly, but I remember hearing about it. And he was crying. He was all upset. That's what made him change over and be a different person now. Well, the thing is that a lot of them, a lot of the wrestlers get involved in drugs. And the reason is because, they're in pain. Some of these guys are doing 300-400 shows a year. And if you're doing 300-400 shows a year and you're taking bumps and you're getting hurt, you're going to need something. You're going to need something. I mean, I saw the documentary about Jake the Snake, and I don't think I've seen the one about Macho Man, but I did see it about Jake the Snake. And he was in a bad way for a long time. Yeah, well, how long did you wrestle for? And for what organization? Yeah, and okay, I understand because listen, when I was involved in boxing, obviously it's different, but we had a group of guys. It was our way of, we'd hang out together, we did everything together, we went places together. It was our crew, and we had a lot of fun. But it never got to the point to where we were like, oh, dude, no. 2 shows a month, okay. Yeah, that movie was really good. I really liked that. I really liked Mickey Rourke in that, and that was supposedly his comeback, but, Well, listen, Hulkamania, I mean, come on. I mean, he had I look at it, he had a little brief period of time where his shtick was second to none. I thought, that when you look at him now and you look at how he is, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be in that life. I don't care what anybody says. I wouldn't want to be in that life. I wouldn't want to be in McMahon's shoes. I wouldn't want to. I just wouldn't want to. I'd rather be regular old Scotty. I'd rather be, whatever. And, you know, it's good for me. Now I think the doctor was on Ric Flair, who is still blonde in his 70s. Um, yeah, I mean, Ric Flair, you know, I think Ric Flair, and some of his wives have said the same thing. Ric Flair was Ric Flair in real life. His persona was him. He was his persona. He didn't understand that when you step off the stage, you're not the nature boy. You are, you know, Rick. I think his last name is Flair, spelled with like an IE. So, you know, I mean, he does. I will say this, you know, he kept in good shape, and you know, he was bigger than a lot of people think, and um, you know, I can see where girls would want to go. He would just go, oh, he used to do it. He would say, "Oh, meet me down at the Marriott. I'm down at the Marriott." And he said there'd be like 300 girls waiting for him, and he had to pick out a couple. He'd be like, "Okay, well, you guys, you know, you're it." Jesse Ventura, I mean, you know, yeah, Jesse Ventura. I don't know. I mean, he was all right. He was all right as a wrestler. I like him now as a person. I don't know that I liked him as a wrestler. I don't even really remember him and watching him and all this other kind of stuff. I don't think it's, you know, at the end of the day, how important are these people to you? You know, really, when you think about it. Oh my God, John he's my favorite. Oh my! Now I see he's an actor. I'm like, how's he an actor? If I ever see movies that have, and The Rock is an exception, but I don't particularly like him as an actor. I mean, really. Uh, I just don't want to watch him. I don't want to see somebody that used to be a wrestler and they become an actor. I don't like it. I don't like The Rock. I think there might be one movie that I liked that he was in, and I know they're acting as wrestlers, but I'm talking about acting in movies. Most of the time, I don't want to see them. I don't care. I don't care what movie it is. I don't care if it's a piece of shit movie. I don't care if it's a good movie. I don't want to see them. I just don't. You know, Jim Jordan, All American wrestler. Who's Jim Jordan? I'm trying to think. You know. What I'll say about The Rock is, from what I've seen about him, he's extremely dedicated and he deserves his success. Yeah, don't care about that. I mean, all right, great, but he's a big dude. Why shouldn't he be able to drink? I mean, one beer is like, you know, it's like King Kong drinking a beer. It's not going to do anything to him. You know. Senator, was he All American wrestler? I didn't know, but he was a regular wrestler. I remember the Von Erichs. Yes, they were wrestling when I still liked wrestling. Oh God, he used to shit in a tub, which is crazy. I mean, I don't. This is the thing. I don't want to think about Andre the Giant sticking his big ass over the side of a tub and taking a dump. I mean, it's nasty. I thought that was funny. I thought Andy Kaufman pushed him too much. And Lawler just hauled off and beat the piss out of him. I mean, can you imagine that? What did he do? Rinse it down? Oh, it's disgusting, man. It really is disgusting when you think about it. And this is why I cannot overlook what Vince McMahon has allegedly done with this girl. I can't overlook it. I don't want to watch wrestling now. Even in the past, you know, if I like happen to go by it for a couple of minutes, maybe I would watch, you know, a couple of minutes, 5 minutes of it, 3 minutes of it I would watch. I don't want to watch any of it now because I know he was involved and that there was a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors that people don't want to know about. And I don't care because I don't like wrestling that much. And if I wanted to really like wrestling, I would watch Olympic wrestling. I would watch MMA. Batista. Oh, come on. Listen, I, I don't know. I don't get thrilled over it. It doesn't give me a Woody. None of these guys really do anything. I mean, I used to like the guys who they used to just be good old boys. Terry Funk, Bob Orton, Jimmy Garvin. I used to like these guys. That little fat on them. And they used to just like to beat with people. Yeah, Dory Funk. I liked him. So that was my time. And then once some of the things started going downhill, I just haven't ever. I just don't care about it. It doesn't do anything for me. It's not like I turn on, oh wow, it's wrestling. Oh my god, I gotta watch it. I know there are people that they follow it like, it's their religion. That's not me. I don't follow it like it's my religion, man. You know? Well, I liked Dr. Death, Steve Williams, but he had a real fight in MMA and he got destroyed. But he was a wrestler. But that's just not enough. We all used the claw. Oh yeah, I used to like the claw with what was his name? Pak Song. That was his name, Pak Song. Come on, man. Pak Song. Pak Song was he Korean? I think he was Korean. I think he's dead now. Let me see here. Pak Song. Yeah. Oh, he died in 1982. Holy smokes. Korean professional wrestling who appeared primarily under the name Pak Song. His name was Pak Song Nam. He was only 39 when he died. How did he die? Let's see here. Let me see here. In 72 he made his debut for Championship Wrestling from Florida, which is what I used to watch. He was portrayed as a martial artist, dubbed the Korean Assassin, and broke wood and cement with his bare hands. He was managed by Gary Hart. There was another guy who was big when I used to watch. He feuded with Dusty Rhodes, Hiro Matsuda, Jack Briscoe, and Terry Funk. I remember this guy. Let's see. He died from Marfan syndrome. Oh, it's a genetic. Those with condition tend to be tall and thin with long arms, legs, fingers, and toes. They also typically have flexible joints and abnormally curved spine. Wow, he died from that. So he was only 39 when he died. That's too bad. But that was a long time ago. Yeah, well, a lot of them die young because of stuff they do to themselves. Gennaro, is that all you think about, really? The chick's doing mud wrestling! Oh my god! Well, female mud wrestling used to be a thing all over the place. Well, listen, a lot of these guys have used drugs. They use steroids. They use alcohol. Some of them, they use coke. I mean, you do enough of the stuff and it'll catch up with you. That's the trick. If you're going to use it, you got to know when to back off, which is not real easy to know, Because you're in the middle of it. You're just having a good time. Woo, woo, yeah, woo. Yeah, let me have a good time. But anyway, I wanted to know what everybody thought about this thing with Vince McMahon, and it's still ongoing. Yeah, wasn't he with Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and he got busted for weed, and maybe he had coke then too. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really remember, but I do remember seeing they got busted. Let's see, what's this? You know, there's this big movie out now, or it's a series. It's called Expats. Nicole Kidman in Hong Kong. And I think I'm gonna have to try to find it and see if it's any good. I don't know if it is, but I'm gonna take a look and see if I can find it. Yeah, I think Jack Black did a movie about Mexican wrestlers. I regard Stripes as a classic. Well, it's on Netflix right now. Yeah, when it went from sport, when it went from being like a pseudo sport to being entertainment, they lost me. And I don't really like Jack Black. Maybe he's talented, maybe he's good. I don't know. I don't really like him. Oh, John Candy when he was wrestling with the girls, now that was hilarious. That was fantastic. I love that. Stripes was a good movie. I like Stripes. Yeah, I don't really like Jack Black. Honestly, as an actor, I don't particularly like him. He's always got some music involved in it. He's always trying to be the little jokester who, is a bit of a smart aleck, and I don't know. His movies don't really thrill me. Just like a lot of Adam Sandler movies don't thrill me, but there are a couple that are good. But Stripes was good. It's on Netflix right now. Netflix here in Thailand. So yeah, but it does interest me to see what's going to happen with Vince McMahon. And it's just because he's this guy, he's a high profile guy, he's supposedly a billionaire, high profile, and his reputation is ruined already. Pauly Shore mud wrestled my good friends Hollywood and Lightning and Son-in-Law. Oh yeah, that was a funny movie. Bill Murray. I don't know what it is, but like to walk around as Vince McMahon now, maybe people won't say anything to your face, but you know what they're thinking. And for me, his legacy is ruined. Yeah, and then, that's just the other thing that money does. You say maybe money doesn't, money can't buy you everything. Money isn't that important. Yes, it is. It's important because it buys you it gives you a buffer, a layer of insulation. And a good lawyer will twist and turn everything to where you're wondering, am I thinking about the right guy? Is this even the same person? Well, Vince McMahon is no saint. And then by the end of the conversation, you're thinking, wow, this guy's pretty cool. He's a pretty good guy. He's helped so many people. Yeah, but he's also ruined a lot of people. And this is the thing. I look at the whole family now. And including Triple H. I look at everybody there. And I go, they're dirty, man. These people, it's a dirty business. On a larger scale than boxing, it's a much dirtier business. And I'm thinking to myself, he's done so much. But, well, that's good. What's he do now? What does his son do? And how does he get around it to where he fell out on January 29th, 2022. What does he do now? Let me see here. Other business ventures. Oh, He founded a financial technology company called China Broadband on October 19, 2004. Became CEO of China Broadband, Inc., provider of cable broadband services. So he's into China. He became the CEO of You On Demand, the first video on demand and pay-per-view service in China. Well, I've lost respect for him. I mean, he's probably just doing what he's got to do, but he is part owner of the Indian Larry motorcycle shop in Brooklyn, New York. I didn't even know about that place. He's married to Marissa Mazzola. Don't know who that is. Oh, he trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Renzo Gracie, as well as Muay Thai under Phil Nurse. Well, I'm not saying anything about that. I don't know about that, but to me, I would say that that whole company has been tainted. Big money things bring out the worst in people. Yeah, definitely. Wasn't VM's wife a politician? She run for U.S. Senate or something? I don't know. I don't know that much about these people. I'm not that big of a fan, to be honest. I mean, I just started watching this and I thought, wow, this is kind of interesting. Yeah, political executive, business executive, retired performer. She served as the 25th administrator of the Small Business Administration from 2017 to 2019. So she was involved in politics. And I don't know what the deal is with her now. It doesn't say anything about her. Where's her personal life? It doesn't really talk about that. Oh, WWFE, Titan Sports. She negotiated all of the deals. Okay, interesting. What is this? She fired the guy who provided the steroids for everybody, apparently. Wow, she got married in 1966 when she was 18 years old. She's 75 now. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And she won by a landslide, really. Anyway. All right, well, I don't have a worst. Yeah. I don't know. You know what I want? I like being alone. I like doing my thing, going and getting a couple things, from the grocery, having my coffee, hanging out with my kids. Wife comes home, hang out with her, watch a little TV, fall asleep. That's my life. And once in a while, I'll go somewhere interesting like Greece, Albania, or U.S. or wherever. I don't know where it's going to be, but things are changing, and now we are now talking about, well, what are we going to do? Do we want to work part-time for years and years? Do we want to do this? What can we do? How can we do it? How are we going to invest money to where we can live part-time somewhere and come to Thailand part-time? Maybe it'll be 8 months here and 4 months somewhere else. I don't know. By the way, Nicholas is I don't know if he's asleep or not. But he's here. Nicky is getting rather big. I mean, he's not little Nicky like he used to be. When I first started the channel, they were little kids. They were little boys with little squeaky voices. That's not what they are now. Sid! Oh shit, I left the cat outside. One second. Sid. What is it? He's sitting right by the front door. Hmm? Nicholas, give me a goddamn espresso. Hey, Nikki! Where's Nikki? Where's Nikki? Huh? Hello, Sid. Look at that, see? He wants to, his little love bite. Huh? Don't bite me there, that hurts. Sid's cool, man. He's cool most of the time. It's just when he gets to into the mode where he wants to run around and get crazy, it's just like, oh my God. He just chews on boxes. He chews on things. He wants to scratch things. He wants to see everything. Then I'm walking along. I'm getting ready to, I'm coming over doing the dishes. I just kind of step back, and he's right there, right between my legs. I don't see him. That's kind of what he does, right? Huh? Wait, you get your feet on my computer now. Hey, watch out. Don't bite me. All right, you got to get down now. Get out of here. Bye, Lily. Go get Nikki. Go get Nikki. Can you go get him for me? All right, anyway. That's the name of that tune. That's the end of this show. I can't believe time just kind of flew by. When you're talking about wonderful people like Vince McMahon, I'm joking. I would not call him a wonderful person. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, a lot of things going on here in Thailand. Let's see what happens with the weed. Let's see what happens with the alcohol. Let's see what happens. And, let's see what happens with the WWE and Vince McMahon. But that's all I have. So, my name is Scott, all day long. And I'm an American in Bangkok. And that's all I have. So, chok di, lao jekan mai, which is good luck and see you later. Maybe on Tuesday, maybe I'll be out and about walking around. Depends. My ankle feels pretty good right now. It's starting to feel better. So, hopefully I will. Oh, yeah. Malin Mania. Oh, yes. Malin Mania runs wild on you. Yeah, I've been just sitting around with my feet up. I wanted to go to yoga yesterday, but obviously that wasn't going to happen because I couldn't even stand up on my leg. But I used the cane to get around yesterday, and hopefully today I'll be able to move around. I can move around without it, but today I can continue to move around and it'll just keep getting better. So it doesn't seem like it's that bad. I thought when it happened, I thought that I was in bad shape, man. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Smash that like button, and I will talk to you guys later.